Hi, we're going to wait a few minutes to get some people on. So, yes, we'll just wait. I'm going to do something real quick. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Jenny, and I coordinate the insect zoo at Iowa State University, and I am an entomologist. So an entomologist is a scientist who studies bugs. But as an entomologist, we don't only study bugs. We study a very large group of animals called arthropods. So arthropods are animals that have a skeleton on the outside of the body, which is called an exoskeleton. So these include insects, spiders, tarantulas, millipedes, centipedes, scorpions, shrimp, crabs, and lobsters. So there's a whole bunch of arthropods on our planet. In fact, there are more arthropods on our planet than any other animal combined. So when you are an entomologist, you have an endless number of animals that you can study. So today I am here to talk to you about scorpions. Hello. Trying to see here if we have, so if you guys have any questions throughout this, you can post your questions below. And at the very end, I will answer any of the questions that are there in the comments. So, scorpions, scorpiones, those are animals that are arachnids. So, arachnids have 2 body parts and 8 legs. So, that is different than insects that have 3 body parts and 6 legs. So I'm going to talk about scorpions, and I picked out a bunch of scorpions that I'm going to show you, and we're going to talk about their characteristics as I'm showing you. Okay, so we're going to start with one of my most favorite types of scorpions. It's in this little tiny container right here. So this is a Diplocentris spritzii, which is a burrowing scorpion. And these little scorpions are so tiny. Oh, first I should let you know that I am going to be handling the majority of these scorpions, but you should not touch a scorpion. So scorpions are venomous animals. So they can sting you. It looks like I'm having some low connection issues. I keep getting a thing up here. We'll hope that it continues. So scorpions are venomous animals. They have a stinger, and we'll talk about that, and we'll look at one. So if you ever see a scorpion, you should not touch it. But you also do not need to be afraid of it because they are afraid of you. So let me get... Let me see if I can fix something here. Nope, it says I'm connected to internet. I keep getting a low connection thing, so you'll have to excuse if we're cutting in and out. It's going on and off. Maybe if I open the door. There's no thing. Find something to put in front of the door to keep it open. Let's just see if that works. Okay. So, maybe this will work because I don't have a network thing in this room. Next live, we're going to do in a different room that has a connection in there. Okay, so we're going to talk about this scorpion first because this is my favorite, the little burrowing scorpion. And here he is. Isn't he cute? So this is an adult. They don't get any bigger than this species. They're super, super tiny. And if you look closely at them, look at those big old pinchers. They're so big. And those pinchers are so big because that is how they use, or that's what they use to get their prey, to slow them down or crunch them up. And then they use it as like hands to put them right into their little mouth and to gobble it up. Now, this scorpion does have a stinger. You can see it there on the back. That little bulb right there is where it stores its venom. And it has a teeny tiny stinger right there. Now, I can tell that this scorpion is not very venomous because it has giant pinchers compared to the size of its body. Now, this scorpion is brown, and that's because it lives in places that are usually a darker color, so in soil, and so it is more camouflaged in soil, although burrowing scorpions can be found in sand also. So my next scorpion that I'm going to share with you is not brown. It is little, and I'm not going to hold this one. So I put this one in this container here because these live in a big, huge aquarium with a bunch more of these scorpions. We call that communal living. So that means they live together. So right now it'd be really hard for them to practice social distancing because they like to be together just like humans. So this is called a bark scorpion. And the bark scorpion is the most venomous scorpion that is found in North America. Now, one thing you might notice about this scorpion is look at those pinchers. Do you see how thin those pinchers are? I'm going to get this guy out so you guys can see it better. Come here, my friend. Come here, my friend. He's like, no, I do not want you to touch me. So we're going to make it so that he is easier to see. Come here, buddy. Yep, it's all right. He is like, I do not want this to happen. Please stop, please stop, please stop. If you put a scorpion on their back, they will play dead, which is what he's doing right now. Okay, so I'm holding him by his stinger so that he cannot sting me. But I want you guys to see how thin, you see how thin his pinchers are? They are super thin. You know what that tells me? That he does not use his pinchers to stop or slow down or kill his prey. So what does he use instead? He uses that venom from the stinger. So you notice this is a blonde scorpion, so it is the same color as sand. These are found mostly in sand. So there are some bark scorpions that have a darker color, but this one is definitely found in sand. And you can find this in the southwest desert of the United States. So right now he's kind of playing dead, but trust me, he is alive. Okay, I'm going to put him away. Then I'm going to show you a bigger scorpion that is also blonde. This is called a desert hairy scorpion. So there he is in there. Let's see. Say hi, friend. I'm going to get him out. So again, a warning, you should not touch scorpions. I am a professional, so I do this all the time, and I know how dangerous the scorpions are. I know what can happen if they sting me or pinch me. So this is a desert hairy scorpion. You may find these in the deserts of the United States and also Mexico. So he is called a desert hairy scorpion because he's got little tiny hairs. Let's see, can we see the hairs? I don't think so. But he's got lots of hairs all over his body. Now, all scorpions have these hairs, but this one has more. They're also all over its tail. So these hairs I call super hairs because they have superpowers. They can hear with those hairs, they smell with those hairs, they feel around with those hairs. They're way different than our hair. Now, the real name for them is setae, but I call them super hair because they're super awesome. Much better than our hair. Now, if you look at his pinchers, you'll see that they're not quite so big, but they're also not quite so thin. So I can tell that this scorpion kind of has a medium sort of venom. Also, his tail is much fatter. Usually when a scorpion has a fatter tail, it is more venomous. Now, I want to show you something really cool with this scorpion. Now, right now you are wearing your human eyes. I have human eyes. You have human eyes. All humans have human eyes. And we can only see certain colors. So if you look around, the colors that you see are the colors that almost all humans can see, unless you're colorblind. So if you look at this scorpion right now with your human eyes, what color do you see? You see a blonde or yellow color. Now, did you know that there are colors on our planet that we cannot see with our human eyes? Yes, some of those colors are called ultraviolet colors. But guess who can see with those ultraviolet colors? Insects, bugs, things like flies, wasps, bees, butterflies. They can see in ultraviolet colors. So now I want you to just take a minute and put on your insect eyes. Did you bring your insect eyes? I brought mine. I'll put them on. Now they're on. Okay, so you have your insect eyes on? Because I'm going to show you what you would see when looking at this scorpion if you were an insect. To do that, I have to shut the lights off. Are you ready? So this, do you know what this is? This is called an ultraviolet light. You can call it a UV light or a black light. So an ultraviolet light. We as humans, we use this light to see the colors that we cannot see with our regular eye. Those ultraviolet colors. So, but can you remind me who can see those ultraviolet colors? Insects. Insects can see those ultraviolet colors. So, you have your insect eyes on? Check that out. What color is he now? He is like a green color. Isn't that amazing? So you are seeing what an insect would see with their eyes that are able to see ultraviolet colors. Now, here's where it gets really cool. I'm going to turn the light back on. So, flowers also have the same ultraviolet color as a scorpion. So flowers use that ultraviolet color as like a neon sign that says, hey, I have nectar, come and drink my nectar, because they want to be pollinated by the insects. So by giving the insects a reward, or the nectar, which is their food, the plant attracts those pollinators to come to their flower. And so that little sign that they have that is in ultraviolet colors that insects can see is the same sign that the scorpion is wearing. It says, free nectar, come and drink my nectar. But is the insect going to get nectar when it comes to the scorpion? No. Instead, it's going to get eaten for dinner. So we think that maybe these scorpions are using this ultraviolet color, which is the same ultraviolet color that flowers have, to attract their prey, while flowers are using it to attract their pollinators. So it's a big old trap. Could you imagine walking into a McDonald's because it's got some golden arches and instead you are eaten for dinner? That's what happens to those poor insects. Okay, I'm going to put this guy away. Then we're going to talk about another blonde scorpion. But this scorpion is not found in the United States, and it is an extremely dangerous scorpion. So you remember this little guy that I had in here? That bark scorpion. And I said it was the most venomous scorpion found in North America. So this scorpion right here, its sting could kill somebody who weighs 70 pounds or less. But there is an anti-venom for it. So an anti-venom is a medicine that they give you that reverses the effects of the venom so that you will be fine. So this scorpion right here, most dangerous in the United States. This next scorpion is one of the most dangerous in the world. Yeah, not kidding. So I'm not going to touch this scorpion at all, but I am going to take his lid off so that you guys can see it better. Okay. So this animal right here is called a death stalker scorpion. This scorpion is found in the Middle East and Northern Africa. And this is a full-grown adult. And you'll see it's very large. But look how thin those pincers are. Do you remember? Can you see those pincers right above my fingers? Those pincers are small. They're very thin compared to the size of the scorpion. So that tells me this scorpion is dangerous. And if you look at its tail, find my forceps. Ooh, she is not happy. If you look at that tail is pretty fat. So this scorpion right here, it can kill somebody who weighs 250 pounds. Yeah, its venom is very, very strong. And you notice it is also the color of sand. So it is very well camouflaged in the deserts of the Middle East and Northern Africa. So I am not going to touch this scorpion at all. And I touch most scorpions. So I want to show you this one also. All scorpions have the ultraviolet color. So if I shine this on this scorpion, you can see its ultraviolet color. Pretty cool, huh? Now, again, this scorpion is called the death stalker scorpion, and you can see her name right there. Her name is Dixie. The death stalker scorpion is the most venomous scorpion, one of the most venomous, because there are a couple others that their toxicity, or what toxicity means is like how strong is their venom. So there are a couple other scorpions that have about the same toxicity as the death stalker scorpion. I'm going to put her little house back in here. So a lot of our animals just got an upgrade on enclosures. And if you are an animal keeper and you're wondering where we got these enclosures, I get them from the Container Store. And these are shoe boxes. So this is the kid size shoe box, and it already comes with holes in it. They also have men's shoe size boxes and boot boxes. So we got a whole bunch of those. And so we were just doing upgrades on a lot of our animals. Turns out I didn't get enough. All right, so let me find another scorpion to talk to you guys about. This next scorpion is not blonde. This next scorpion is going to be black. So here, look, this is one of the shoebox ones. Look how big that is. So this is a big scorpion because it needs a big home. Let me get that off. All of our lids are taped down so that the scorpions, they're very strong so that they cannot get out. Okay, this next scorpion is kind of feisty. But I'm going to get him out and we're going to hold him. Well, I'm going to hold him, not we, right? Let's get him out here. So this is Gnarly. That's his name. He is a dictator scorpion, and he is not even full grown yet. So he's going to get much bigger than he is right now. The dictator scorpions are one of the largest scorpions. They are found in parts of Africa, and they're related to the emperor scorpion. So look at how big his pinchers are. You see how giant those things are, so strong. They could crush the exoskeleton of other arthropods, even scorpions, or break the bones of small animals like mice or lizards. Now we can see his stinger really well. So I want to talk a little bit about a scorpion stinger. So you see this bulb right there? That bulb is where they store their venom. So they hold it in there. And then this right here, you see this little point? That is his stinger. It's like a needle. If you guys have ever had a shot, it works the same way. So in here is like the part where the medicine is. But in this case, it's not medicine, it's venom. And the tip is this needle where it would go into your skin. So when they put that needle into, or that stinger into your skin, they pump out the venom. Hey, guy. And he's pretty cool. Once he gets out of his enclosure, he is just fine. And I want to show you his little face. Look at his mouth. So on his mouth right here, you can see there's a little yellow part. So those are super hairs. Those are setae. So he has a hairy mouth. It's kind of like a mustache, but he uses that again to help feel around, to smell, to taste his food. And he also has setae all over his pinchers and his body, like the desert hairy scorpion that we looked at, but he has a little less. Now I want to show you something else with the scorpion too. I'm going to flip him over, and we're going to look at his underside, because on the underside, oh, he's not going to cooperate with me today. If he doesn't cooperate, I have another one that does. He's not going to want to do it. That's okay. So a lot of times, most of the time, when you flip a scorpion over onto its back, it just kind of goes still. It holds still. But this guy, he's like, I'm not doing that today. Excuse me. Let's look at his little toes. Do you see those little toes right there? He's got 2 little toes. Those are called tarsal claws, and that helps him dig down into things. So he needs to be able to dig a burrow, which is a hole in the ground where he lives. And you can see that he has 4 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. And guess how many he has on the other side? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he does have eyes. His eyes are right up here on the top of his head. They're hard to see on the video. Let's see. There's his little eyes. I'll point at them with this. There's his eyes right there. All right. Ready to go back? All right. We're going to put Gnarly away. So my wonderful students name all of the animals. I think I've named a couple since I've been here. But I like to leave that up to the students. They're very creative with the naming. Although I did recently rename one of our scorpions because she ate all of her babies. So I renamed her Annabelle. Okay, I'm going to get out... where are you? Okay. Now, I know that I said that the little tiny scorpion that we looked at first, do you remember the little burrowing scorpion that was brown? I know I said that was my favorite, but this next one is my favorite. This, excuse me. Let me get her out of here. Hello. Hi there, friend. Hi. I have missed you. All right. So this scorpion's name is Morel, and I love her because she is a flat rock scorpion. They are considered the longest scorpion that we know of currently in the world. This scorpion is found in Africa. Now, this is a female, so its tail is a bit shorter than the male's tail, but look how long her tail is. Isn't that so long? The male, do you see how there's these little sections here? Like this is a section. These are called segments. So the male has an additional segment on his tail. And most likely that is so that he can have extra sensors for the pheromones that the females release. Now, pheromones are a chemical message that is put out by species to attract the other sex. So, like you and I, we are the same species, so we could share pheromones. But me and this scorpion, we are different species, so we cannot share pheromones. So it's like a smell, but you can't smell it from him, and I can't smell it from you. But that's kind of what it's like. It's like a gas almost. So, okay, I have a question. Let me see. Why would a scorpion eat her babies? Oh, boy, this is a tough question to answer. So there are many reasons why a scorpion would eat her babies. So first of all, scorpions give live birth. So there's actually a video on the Insect Zoo's Facebook page of a scorpion giving birth. And after this video is done, after we're done with this live, I'll go reshare that so that it's up at the top of the page so you can find it. And that scorpion was one of our scorpions at the Insect Zoo. And that scorpion did not eat her babies. We still have some of her babies here. Some of them we gave away to another place. So those ones were healthy. Now, some reasons why a scorpion would eat their babies, maybe the conditions aren't right. Maybe she had her babies and then all of a sudden there was no food. If she doesn't have food, she can't feed her babies. So the humane animal thing to do would be to eat the babies. Sometimes there could be a drought. If there's no water, it's not moist enough, then the scorpions will eat their babies because their babies are going to die anyways. And in the animal world, it's much, much different than humans. So the animals, they take care of their babies. When they take care of their babies, they decide if there's enough resources to be able to make those babies survive and grow up and be able to go out on their own. So there's many reasons. We think that, so the scorpion that we had was not Morel. It was not her. It was a different flat rock scorpion. So I bought her from a pet store, an online pet store. And the reason I do that is because I feel like I give them a better home and they can go out and they can teach kids if they want to. And we also know that they're being very well cared for. And so when I bought this scorpion, the gentleman I bought it from said she's gravid, which means she's pregnant. So we let her sit. So it was about a year and a half before she had babies. Now, that sounds strange, doesn't it? But once a scorpion gets mates with a male, she can hold that sperm from the male in her body for a very long time. And then she gets to decide when she wants to release that sperm to make it so that she becomes gravid or pregnant. So this scorpion, we gave her all the right conditions and, well, what we thought were the right conditions. And then she had her babies. While she was having her babies, one of my students came in and she was eating them. So I know you're thinking, why didn't you just take the babies out? Well, the babies cannot survive without their mom. So after the baby scorpions are born, and if you go to that live video, you'll watch it, but they're born from under her body, and then they crawl up on top of their body, and they're just little white scorpions. They have no hard exoskeleton yet. They can't feed themselves. They can't get water themselves. They can't do anything themselves, especially protect themselves from all of the predators that are out there. So they live on their mom's back. The mom will feed them. So she'll find prey or food like insects, and she'll bite off little pieces and she'll pass them back. Oh, hey, how's it going? She just gave me a little love pinch. She just misses me. So she'll pass them back to the babies and feed them. She will give them water, and she also protects them. Now, when you're a baby scorpion, you think that everything's just super cool. You get to live on your mom's back, and you're protected, and you're fed, and you're watered. But if you fall off your mom's back, your mom might eat you. If you don't molt right, which we'll talk about what molting is, and you get hurt, your mom is going to eat you. And that is because you're not going to be able to survive. So only the strongest baby scorpions, which we call scorpelings, only the strongest baby scorpelings survive. Now, I want to get back to this lady right here, and somebody asks me, how old is she? So it's hard for me to tell how old a scorpion is if I did not raise it from a baby. So this scorpion was already an adult when I got her, and I've had this scorpion for 3 years. So I would say these scorpions mature about 7 to 10 years. So I'd say she's maybe about 13 years old at the oldest. She could be about 10. Now, I want to talk about the side of the scorpion. So you see this side, it's squishy. I can push on this side. It's not hard like the top of her body or her pinchers or her legs or her stinger or tail. It's very squishy. And that is because when she gets a big meal, she has to be able to expand or make her abdomen bigger so that it fits in there. Also, when she is gravid or is pregnant, then her abdomen has to expand or get bigger to fit all of those babies in there. Now, I do also want to show you her ultraviolet color. Let me shut that light off. There it is. Look at that. Look how cool she is. Let me see if you can see her eyes. Her eyes are bigger than the last scorpion. There, her eyes are right there. Can you see? It looks like 2 eyes. Isn't that cool? And you can see her awesome mouth. Look how cool that is. Isn't that amazing? That is so cool, isn't it? All right, I'm going to turn my light back on. And then I said a word. I was talking about a molt. So molting is when the animal sheds its exoskeleton so that it can grow. So if you could imagine that you were wearing the same t-shirt since you were 5 years old. Okay, but what if you're 5 right now? So if you were 1 year old and you were wearing the same t-shirt and now you're 10 and you're still trying to wear the same t-shirt, it would have been really hard for your body to grow. So you have to take that t-shirt off so that you can grow. And then guess what? You have to put a new t-shirt on. So it's the same type of thing with these arthropods and these scorpions. So in order for them to grow, they have to take their exoskeleton off. Remember, the exoskeleton is a skeleton on the outside of the body. So they have to take that exoskeleton off, and then they can grow, and then they build a new skeleton. So I have a molt here. Ooh, I have a question. How many babies can she have? So it depends on the species or the kinds of scorpion. So each scorpion can have a different number of babies. So it can be anywhere from 1 baby to 30 babies or more at the same time. So all of those babies are fighting not fighting, but they're competing for the resources. So sometimes a mother will have too many babies and she will just go ahead and eat some of them because she knows that she cannot take care of all of them. Now I have to pause and say, aren't you glad that your parents do not eat you? Yes. Okay, so I want to show you an exoskeleton. So this one, it recently broke. So this is an exoskeleton of a scorpion. So this scorpion took off this skeleton, and it's very fragile, and I don't want to break it. But, oh, I say that as I drop it. Goodness gravy. So let me see. So right up here is a slit. And so how she came out, that opened up, and then she crawled out of there. And then when she came out, she's white because the color of the scorpion is in the exoskeleton. And then it can take a couple hours to a couple days for that skeleton to fully harden and be able to protect the scorpion again. So during that time when they're molting, they're very vulnerable. Also, a lot of arthropods can die when they're molting because it's a very tough process. It's very hard for them to molt. So some of them even die whenever they are molting. I mentioned that the color of the scorpion is in the exoskeleton. So do you think that if we shine this ultraviolet light on this exoskeleton, it's going to show their ultraviolet color? Let's find out. So I'm going to shut off the light again. Stand here. Let's see. What? Look at that. You see? So even the exoskeletons, after they are off of the body, show their ultraviolet color. And that's because that ultraviolet color is in the exoskeleton. Isn't that so cool? Now, I just remembered that I was going to talk to you about something that's on the underside of the scorpion's body. So let me get Morel back out here because she is the best sport out of all of them. Okay, so I want to show you under here. So if you see, I'm going to point to it. Come here, baby girl. That's not showing it very well. Oh, there we go. Look right here. Do you see right here? Let me get my forceps. They have these little fans under here. Maybe if I shine the light on it, you'll be able to see it better. Yes. Okay, now if I can hold this and the scorpion at the same time. Okay. Right here. See these? I can kind of pick it up there. There you go. You see that? Right there? And there's another one right here. Those are like little combs. So they're tiny little combs. Trying to get it so you can see it really well. Tiny little combs on the underside of their body that are called pectins. And those are used, they brush them along the ground, and they're very sensitive to smells. They're called chemoreceptors, which means they receive chemicals. And the males actually use that to help find the females, and also to help find a place where it can lay the sperm down, where then the female goes over and picks it up. So scorpion mating is super awesome to watch. They do a dance, so they grab their pinchers with each other, and the male moves her around in sort of a dance. And they even kiss. So they use their little chelicerae, their little mouth right here, and they kiss each other and they do their dance. But the male's really just trying to move her over the little sperm balls that he lays on a flat surface. So once he does that, so she is a female. So, oh, let me do this again. So she is a female. So right above where this finger is, there's the slits. And that opens right up to her ovaries. So she just goes right over those little sperm balls, and they go suck right up into there. And then once they're done, the male runs away as fast as he can so that she does not try to eat them. Now, why would the female eat the male? This happens in a lot of species of predatory arthropods. It's because it takes a lot of energy to make the eggs, to make the babies, to, if you're a spider or a tarantula, to make the web to put the eggs in. And for scorpions, it takes a ton of energy for them to be able to make all those little babies and then care for them. And there's no better meal than the father, right? So again, aren't you glad that your mother did not eat your father? Yes, I am glad too. Okay, now I have just one more animal that I want to share with you today. This animal, oh, you know what? I forgot. I have a baby flat rock scorpion. So this one is pretty old. Oh, but look, here's its exoskeleton. You see how little it is? So I'm going to get out this little baby. This baby is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, come here, little friend. Come here. Oh, there he is. Ah, look how teeny tiny he is. He is just so teeny tiny. This is a baby flat rock scorpion. So my friends, I'm going to get out this adult again. Look at the size difference between these two scorpions. This is an adult. This is a baby. Now this baby is probably about 3 years old. So it's pretty old, but it's still very tiny. So it takes a long time for them to grow. But you can see, now this baby is not this. This one is not her mom. Okay. In fact, this baby right here, it came from the insect zoo at Kansas State University. My friend Tiffany works there. She runs that insect zoo, and she gave him to me. So I know Tiffany's probably not watching, but hi, Tiffany. Shout out. If you're ever in Kansas, you should go see the Kansas State Insect Zoo. It is amazing. Okay, so let me put these guys away, and I am going to show you my last friend. This time's for real. So this next animal is not a scorpion. Come here, friend. It is a whip scorpion. So a whip scorpion is not a real scorpion. Like, hey, I'm upside down. A whip scorpion is also called a vinegaroon. It is an arachnid, but it's not a scorpion. If you look at this whip scorpion's tail, you see the tail here? It is very hairy. It has those super hairs just like a scorpion does. But there's no stinger on the end of that tail. So no stinger means no venom. It means this whip scorpion cannot sting you. Also, we've looked at a lot of scorpions' pinchers, right? So if you look at this this whip scorpion's pinchers, look at those. They're actually very tiny. And look, they close with just the tip like this. The real scorpions, they close like scissors like this. So this little whip scorpion, he can't even pinch you. And look at these long legs up here. Those are legs. We call them whip legs. And they use them to feel around, just like an insect uses antennae to feel around. A real scorpion does not have those. So this, why would it want to look like a scorpion? Well, this is a mimic. A mimic is an animal that will pretend to be another animal to protect itself from a predator. So this animal is mimicking or pretending to be a dangerous scorpion to scare away predators that might want to eat him. Now this animal is a predator itself. It eats small insects, but it is a tasty meal for something that is bigger. But what if looking like a dangerous animal isn't enough? You need a backup plan. And boy, howdy, does this guy have a backup plan. They are called a vinegaroon because they secrete acetic acid, which is just like vinegar. So if you've ever dyed Easter eggs, you know that smell that you smell? That is vinegar. So white vinegar has about 4 to 5% acetic acid in it. This guy, his acetic acid is 84%. That is super, super strong. So if you get sprayed by this guy, which I have been sprayed in my face before, it smells horrible. And my eyes were watering, my nose was running, I was sneezing all over the place. So, let's see. Ooh, I have a question. Let me answer this question. If the baby scorpion gets close to a big scorpion that is not its mom, will she eat it? Well, Samuel, maybe. So scorpions are predators, and they don't care if their food is a scorpion or a worm or a cricket. They just know that it's something tasty. But that little baby scorpion we just looked at, it's kind of too small for a really big scorpion to eat. That's not a lot of meat. It's mostly exoskeleton. So I don't think that my big scorpion would have eaten that one as a meal. Now, if I put them in the same enclosure together and tried to get them to live together, the big scorpion would definitely eat the smaller scorpion because she's bigger and stronger, and she wants the resources that are around. So she doesn't want another scorpion coming in there and eating her food. Okay, so I hope that answered your question, Samuel. So we're about done. So if you guys have any more questions, make sure you type them below so I can answer them before we're done. I'll also check the video later. And if you've asked any questions or if somebody's watched during the replay of the video and has questions, I will answer your questions in the comment section. So another difference between the whip scorpion and the scorpion, what about the ultraviolet color? Will this scorpion have an ultraviolet color, or this whip scorpion have an ultraviolet color like the real scorpion? Let's find out. Turn off the light. Here we go. It does not have the same ultraviolet color. Do you see that? So this whip scorpion does not have the same ultraviolet color as a scorpion. Okay. Oh, I have another question. When is your next live video session? I'm going to do my next live on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. So I think I'm going to do them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, Morgan would like to know where the whip scorpion sprays the stink from. That's a good question. So the stink comes from this part right here. You see that at the base of the tail? There's little glands down there that spray. And so sometimes this whip moves. You see how it moves? So she can help to aim where her spray goes. Most of the time, the spray is just like a gas, so you can't feel it on you. But I have been sprayed one time where I actually felt water. So that was a whip scorpion that I collected myself down in Arizona, which, okay, let me be honest. All of these whip scorpions I collected in Arizona. We have a bunch of them. We also have some teeny tiny babies. They're so cute. So I go down to Arizona every summer, the end of July. And okay, I have another question. Oh, this is great. Oh, I have two more questions. Okay, so I go down to Arizona every summer and I get to collect bugs and bring them back to the insect zoo. So this is one of them that I brought down. So one time I was in Arizona and I found a whip scorpion. They're under big rocks that are just about too heavy to push over, but you can push them over, or under dead rotting logs, or railroad ties, all sorts of things. And so I picked this scorpion up and I was looking at it and I was like, oh my gosh, you are so cool. And it was super big and it sprayed me right in my face and I could feel the liquid. Okay, so I have a question. It says, about how long does it take for scorpions to mature? Oh, Rhodes, that is a great question. So again, it depends on the kind of scorpion or the species. So some scorpions mature in maybe 3 to 5 years. Some of them can take 7 to 10 years to mature. It all depends on what kind they are. is there any different kind of animals, bugs that look like a scorpion but is not a scorpion? Yes. There are some insects that try to mimic a scorpion. There's also some some of the walking sticks. So I have some walking sticks that will curl up their abdomen like this to make them look just like a scorpion. But they're not a scorpion. They don't have a stinger, right? What animals are you going to do next? Let me think. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next. I really am thinking about doing our honeypot ants. I don't know if you've seen, but on our Facebook page, there is a link to our live webcam on our honeypot ants. So you can go watch them anytime you want. And it's also on our website. So actually that link on the Facebook page will take you to our website. So I will post that again so that you guys can see it. But I think that on Wednesday, I'm going to talk about the honeypot ants because they're really cool. Oh, well, thank you for watching, Ryan. What are the reasons that scorpions fight? So in nature, in real life nature, scorpions don't just go and fight, right? So they like some scorpions like to live together, like they'll live under a rock together and they'll be just fine. But some scorpions don't like to live with other people. They are really good at social distancing. So they stay away. And if you come into a scorpion's territory, that means you're probably hunting for food. Well, that scorpion that already lives in that neighborhood, it also needs that food. So these scorpions will fight the other scorpion that comes into their territory because they think they're going to be there's going to be competition for food, which are resources, or even homes. So some scorpions will fight over mates or a girlfriend. So when a male tracks down a female, he's not the only one that is picking up the smell of the female. There's other males also who smell that female and want to mate with her. So the males may end up fighting over that female. So those are the reasons, some of the reasons why scorpions would fight. Now, I know that on TV, sometimes they're like, oh, these two scorpions are together. Who's going to win? That's not a really fun idea. So we don't like it whenever our animals fight. We don't make them fight. And if they're not naturally coming together in nature, then why would we want to make them fight? So, excuse me. I know my son has a book that's like scorpion versus tarantula or something like that. Who would win? And we don't read that book. So, all right, my friends. So that is everything. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I will put out an event notice for our next Facebook Live, which will be Wednesday at 10 a.m. And I think we will do the honeypot ants. All right. Thanks, friends. Go forth and love the bugs.